Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. Today we are looking at Warlord issue 3 from volume 1. It's from 1976 and it's written and illustrated by Mike Grell. So we open shortly after where we left off with issue 2. We see some soldiers of King Demos rampaging through a community and declaring it as property of Thera when the messenger is suddenly shot through the chest with an arrow. Then we get a cool 2-page spread of the Warlord riding in with his gladiator mercenaries. And it's a really cool shot, actually. Then we've got another page that's just like 4 panels with no speech, just action, and a little circular bubble giving us some text about how awesome these guys are. And it says, his one only has to witness the ferocity with which he wields his gleaming blade to know that he is the one men call the Warlord. And he's finally got his cool helmet with the wings on it. And they quickly dispatch the soldiers from Thera and liberate the town, but the town isn't all that excited. They think they're just more conquerors. But they offer to train the men and even the women in the ways of swords. And then we get a 2-page recap of what exactly happened with Travis to kind of bring you up to speed if you missed the first 2 issues. And it's got some really cool little shots all mixed in together. Really cool spread, actually. Then they're looking over everything, and Travis catches sight of what he thinks is a unicorn, and he gets all excited, so he goes chasing it, only to be ambushed by lizard men. And there's quite a few of them. And it doesn't take long before he gets bonked on the head again. Man, this guy's gonna have tons of concussions. Well, he wakes up chained up again, and the head of the lizard men says they're going to sacrifice him to their god. And that's when Travis realizes what he's chained to is his plane. He finally found his aircraft, which is a blackbird. Just before he's due to be executed, a giant serpent comes up out of the ground and munches on the high priest. And Travis knows he's in trouble, but thankfully Machiste shows up. Unfortunately losing his horse, but that gives time for Travis to get into the cockpit of his plane, grab his survival kit that is in like a lockbox, and it has his 44 Magnum in it with a lot of clips. Holy crap, he's got a ton of bullets in there. But that doesn't kill the serpent, so he has to wait till the snake is coming right at him by shooting at it, and it just makes this thing angrier. He ejects the back seat from the plane right through the snake's head, which is really cool shot. Pretty creative way to kill a giant snake too. But then the epilogue is that they go into the ruins of a city, and they've seen apparently many of these cities according to Machiste. There's lots of them all over the place. Travis says, I think it might have been, war more than a civilization falling. And he says, I want to explore more of these. Who knows what I might find? And then as they're walking away, the last panel is of a computer control room with a map of the Earth with an extra continent in the middle. So it looks really cool. They really got you wound up to see what happens, where they're going with that. Overall, very action-packed adventure story. Not a whole lot of unnecessary dialogue. We get a nice 2-page recap. So if you didn't get the first 2 issues, you're still up to speed on what's going on. The art is Mike Grell. It's pretty standard awesomeness from him. I like it a lot. Some of the coloring techniques were very limited back then, so some of the coloring's a little off, but I think if they reprinted this on high gloss paper and touched up the art a little bit with some new coloring, it would be fine. And they did the best they could with what they had, honestly. So yeah, it was colored by Carl Gafford. I thought he did a really good job considering the limitations of the medium, and edited by Joe Orlando. So yeah, another great issue of the Warlord. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen this series and you like sword and sorcery or exploration of new lands or Hollow Earth theory, you might want to check this out. It's a lot of fun. This was a great issue, and it's really just getting better with each successive issue too. So I'm looking forward to issue 4, which hopefully will be up later today. As always, thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next one.